Hey guys, welcome back. So today we'll discuss like ahead of time whatever we discussed. So we will not only compile only one file, only one dependency. Probably I'll compile more files. So first of all, I'll remove all these code, right? And maybe I'll before it, I'll just show you that how to do it with multiple files. You see add.c and add.h, there are only two files which we needed. Okay, what I'll do now, I will create their copies. Okay, so I'll say subtraction.h, subtraction.c, and I'll say sub.c, right? So what I'll do over here, I will just make it subtraction. Here I'll say sub. Okay? And eventually what I'll say, same I'll do with cp and .h sub.h. Okay, so if you see that I created another object file, right? So okay, and I'll remove all the file which is intermediate file add.o, add underscore dynam and app dynamic, okay, and app static. Or let me do one thing. Let's not remove add thing. I'll remove only static because I have to create now everything from scratch. Okay, and lib dot so I'll say both. Okay, now it's better, right? So okay, I think they're gone. Okay, let me check. I think they're already deleted. Okay, so now see, now what I'll do, I'll start from backwards. So if okay, let's do this. Okay, so assuming like if I do gcc main.c add.c and subtraction.c minus o, I say okay elf calculate, right? So that is what my name, probably that is right name. So if I say this, it says that in function add multiple add definition of add. Oh great. Okay, so I have done a one mistake. I'll tell you why it is coming. That I didn't very eventually. So you can see that there is a problem in sub.c. Okay, let me go to sub.c. Sub.c. My name cannot be add here. It should be changed to sub. Okay, one more change. One more change I have to say. Okay, we'll have to say sub dot main dot c, and I have to add one more line here. Okay, which I'll say sub now. And since I don't want to print negative value, I'll make it 30, 35. So there is a difference. Okay. Okay. Now if I run the same command, it says that implicit declaration of sub. Why it is happening? I tell you again. So I have not included this sub.h. So I'm trying to give you insight. If you miss, what error you'll get, by the way. Okay. So I think let's do sub.h. Now again do the same. Just again it is saying that uh, implicit declaration of function. Okay. So let me see what is the error now. If I go to sub.h, sub is fine, but I have to mention here sub. Why this error is coming? Because you have make macro guarding. It is add only. So sub was not included, even I am including it. Okay, that is why that error is coming. So let's again see that. Okay, so I will do one thing. I will say rm calc elf calc on, right? If I see here, okay, I'll just do one thing again. I'll fire the command, and now there should not be any problem according to me. That is why there is no error. Okay, so we are able to solve that problem. Now, as you know, right, I'll run this code. Okay, fine. Add, subtract work, fine, great. Now, if I write file here, okay, obviously it will be dynamically linked. That is how by default your GCC works. Now, if I see enum elf, I could see there are two variables. This one is sub, another is your add. Oh, great. That is fine. Great. Now they are linked. It is working fine. Great. And so if I do LLD, LDD, ELF calculator, so I could see that, okay, it's okay. So I'm able to see this. Okay, it is executable. It's fine. Great. Now, assuming I have to create a static version of it. Okay. So I'll again, since I created a nodes, so I'll go and I'll create a static lib. Okay, and I'm gonna create my static version of it. So I could see that are two object file also I have add.o. Similarly, you have to create for subtraction.o. So what I'll do now, I'll actually remove add.o. So we have to do it again. It's okay, but we'll do so that there is a no mistake we are doing. And also I'll remove rm app dynamic for now, so that there's no confusion. Rm app dynamic. So for there's no confusion. So I have now, if you see in my code, I have only sub.c sub.h, add.c add.h, and text file, and this is my dynamically linked default ELF. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll open this static and I'll follow everything which I did now. Right. So I'll just copy. Okay, and I'll do this, and I had to do this for the same for my subtraction also, because I need now two objects. Okay, because I have two functions. Now I want to do it because now you have to understand. Suppose I'm creating this archive file. Okay, I either I create two archive file. That is point number one, or I can create more right name, that is calculated, and I can archive my sub.o also within this particular archive. So now, if you understood, I can have more than one object file here. Okay, it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as per your requirement. You can create as many as you want. Okay, great. Now next step, what I'll do, since I'm able to create one archived, which is my static link library, and I have to link it now statically. Okay, now what I'll do is, so the name got changed. So now, in spite of saying add only, I told it as a calc. Okay, when I do this, you can see that if I run this code app static, I'm able to see the result same. Okay, now I'll do enum again, app underscore static. You can say that many functions are there. Okay, so let me find out what is my relevant functions are. So those are grep, add, okay, and also I'll say grep, but it is five. The two conditions. Let me do one by one actually. So I could see there is an add of mine which got the address, and if I say sub again, obviously, right, so it got the address. It is, that is what is the main difference. Great. Now you learn one thing, let you, I can create more files. I can use more than one object file for archive. So that is what my learning is. Again, I can go to check with LDD for app static. So again, it will throw the same error which we are predicting. So let me just copy it, LDD. Okay, let me just clean it, close it. Let's say that LDD. Okay, that's it. It is not executable. Again, if you see the size which I showed you last time also, the size is quite big. Okay, and that is eventually gonna happen. Okay, and I can just use obj dump here, and I can show you that. Okay, this is add is, so if, sorry, I have to write app underscore static. So you can see that lot of files are there, which I already have shown you with respect to nm, right? So it is quite big in size. Okay, now what I'll do next is, yeah, okay, yeah. So this is what I did. Now what I'll do next is, so I hope you understood so far how it is different in other things. Now I will remove this ELF, and I have to create SO version of it, shared object version of it. Shared object also you can create a singular shared object in C for any static and dynamic library. What I'll now do now, I'll say the dynamic library. Okay, so this command I'll use now. So what I'll do now, I will just start writing this. So first option I have to do is, like, this is a command through which I have to create, I will say dynamic, okay, that I created. Okay, again I'll repeat this for my subtraction. Okay, so I'll replace subtraction, right? Now what I'll do now, so I have to create another shared object for this particular use case. So either I create two shared object or I create combined one. So I chosen combined one. So I say calc sub dot o, and I created another shared object. Okay. Now if you see here, now you see app dynamic. I will not say this because I have two functions. So I said this, and it worked perfectly. It got loaded. Now if I run again, the same problem should come. It is not able, should not able to predict add and subtraction. It is able to predict because I already exported it. By default, you have to export it first time. Then after that, it knows that it is, you have given this location also. So you have to practice that. So now if I do LDD, so that is, you should not miss this export part. Okay. You can see now I have SO calculator calco.so. I could create a two SO object also, but by default, why you are increasing number of SOs. So that is the thing which I just wanted to point out. And if I can also use read ELF, let me just, let me hide this part and read ELF minus d lib calc dot so. So I can show you that this is what exactly is your SO is consist of. Okay, so you can read your ELF for that matter. Okay, and LDD we already have done, so you already have seen that what is a part of your SO object. I hope it is clear. Again, in this case also, if you couldn't see the size, app static, you could see the size, app underscore dynamic, you can see the size. The size wise they are very distinct, but if you can, you understood properly that if I do nm for app underscore dynamic, you can see that they are not linked. There is no address given to this. This is gonna resolve at runtime, and that is a problem. Okay, but if you do for app underscore static, addresses are already fine. So I'm not searching at runtime where these functions are. Okay, so that is why they are very fast. Thank you so much, guys. This is it for static linking and dynamic linking.